Hi guys, and welcome back to the Star Wars review, and a happy May the 4th if you're listening to this on the release day, because that's the day I've decided to release this up. And today we'll be looking at a very popular character within the Star Wars lore in the Black Series. I've never given a version of this figure character a look in the Black Series line, except I've given her a look on the 3 3/4 inch line because she was released in a 2-pack back in 2015, and this one in question was originally released back in 2016 as part of the Black Series, but it was reissued again with the new packaging, and that is the Star Wars Rebels version of Ahsoka Tano. Now, before we take a proper look at this figure, we will first take our usual look at the packaging that this one comes in. As you can see, it's the same figure style packaging as the Kanan figure, with the colour-coded Star Wars Rebels line there, as you can see, because they have the purple theme for Star Wars Rebels, and there's the sort of picture on the side for the mural, which shows her in action with her lightsabers. And then on the back there you do have the description, so if you want to read that, pause the video now and have a quick read. But yeah, we got the good view of the character as well on the back there, and as you can see, she's number 7 in the Rebels weight part of the line. So there's a lot of good characters out of this. There's been a full wave. It's got all the characters from the Ghost Crew and Ahsoka and a couple of others, so it's a good line to have a look at. And this is just a great figure, a great bit of packaging to have there as well. And the bubble and the card back are separate. And the entire thing once again is 100% recyclable. So be able to, if you're not a mint on card collector, you'll be able to separate these and recycle them all together. But that's the packaging there. You see, it was all the usual that we've had before. And now we look at the figure, and this is a fantastic figure. It's just that's all I can say about Ahsoka. She's a fantastic character in the show, in the Clone Wars and Rebels, even in The Mandalorian, where she appeared in live action. And she will of course be appearing again in her own TV show, which will be released in the next couple of years, in which she will be played by Rosario Dawson. But this is the Ahsoka from animation, which is remodelled to look in live action, and it's not immediately based off her appearance in The Mandalorian, because in The Mandalorian these parts of her, I think it was called her Leku, were shortened, and she was looked more like she did in the Clone Wars season 7 appearance with what she had there. And I'm not too sure as to why they did that, but it's not bothering me really. So we get some good detailing with this though along the character's head. I mean, the whole sculpt of Ahsoka is just fantastic. I mean, the figure is worth picking up just for that, because I didn't have the original 2016 release of this figure, just like the Kanan I reviewed last time. So it was good to get a second chance to grab this and get it as part of my collection. And she's just amazing. Like every other part of her odd clothing that she has, it's sort of like a chest plate that she has for armour there, and her arms, just on her arms there, and just all the way down. You know, she's a Jedi, and she's been a Jedi in hiding for the past 14 years by this point. She shows up at the end of the Star Wars Rebels season 1 finale, and then hangs out, then joins the Ghost Crew through season 2, and then she leaves at the end of season 2, and we see her again at the end. So it was good to see the character in action in Rebels, and as I said again, in live action in The Mandalorian, because Din Djarin meets Ahsoka after being tipped off by Lady Bo-Katan, and we see her in live action with Grogu and The Mandalorian. So I'll give a rundown of the articulation. We have a ball-jointed head, but it's a bit hard to move around because of the parts on here. Ball-hinged shoulders and elbows, ball-hinged wrists, a ball-jointed torso, ball-hinged hips, swivel thighs, double joints at the knees, and a ball joint rocker at the ankles. It's really pretty much a repack of the original Ahsoka figure, just been given a more photoreal look with the face there. As I didn't own the original release, I'll just stick a picture of what the original one looked like on the side, so you can compare the two, so you can see what they look like. But yeah, but this is just always good for any collectors that just sort of missed her first time round, can pick her up a second time as part of the Black Series line in this wave, and you're probably making a better buy anyway with the more improved faces, so that's always a bonus. Of course, we do get her lightsabers from Rebels included here, because of course in Rebels she doesn't wield the same lightsabers she wielded in the Clone Wars. She has a curved hilt and a straight hilt, but she's got a long and a short blade, because if you watched the Clone Wars finale on May the 4th last year, you'll remember that Ahsoka dumped her original lightsaber on that moon, and then Vader picked it up years later and basically took it away, assuming Ahsoka had died. So the blades are removable from these, but they are quite a tight squeeze. I might end up just leaving them on because of just how much they're. I don't really want to snap them. So yeah, but there's basically hooks on Ahsoka's belt. I'm just going to leave them, but there's hooks on these, and then they're on Ahsoka's belt, so you can just sort of hang them off as usual if you're choosing to maybe just display her with one or with both of them on there. But yeah, I'm just not taking the blade out just to make it easier, but that's what it would look like when they're hung on. So you just cover the blade, and it's the same on the other one. Just basically hang it on the side there, and then she has them on her belt if you so wish. So yeah, this is just a fantastic figure that we have. I mean, it was a good. I'm so glad that Hasbro re-released this one, because we could get her with. You could choose to have her with the Ghost Crew, or if you have the Mandalorian and Grogu, you can have them on their mission. And as of course, Ahsoka's new series is coming out very soon as well, where we will hopefully see her in more action. And of course, we will see her with Grand Admiral Thrawn is set to appear in that, and possibly Ezra Bridger. We'll have to wait and see how that turns out. Because we don't know what's happened. Because last we saw of Thrawn and Ezra was they went into hyperspace and were never seen again. That's what we know. So we have to wait and see what happens with that. But one little sort of nitpick, the criticism I have to give is basically with the head. That's just a problem that I had, was that as I said when I was going over the articulation, these parts of her Leku really do give the head a sort of posing difficulty, so you can't really have the figure looking up. So that just becomes a little issue. I know the Black Series line is mainly there for display, so it's not too much of a bother because you can have her facing forwards, so that's fine. But like from the side, it almost looks a little bit like she's facing a little bit downward, so you just have to be sure that you have her in the right position to be looking forwards if that's what you choose to do when displaying it. But other than that, it's a great figure, really well posable. You can really pull off some scenes with this. When I got this, I was immediately posing her with the Darth Vader from the 40th anniversary line for a sort of lightsaber duel that they had in Rebels. So that was a good one to start off with there when they have their long-awaited meeting when it finally comes, and it just looked so cool to have. I really can't fault this figure. I really like this figure, and I'm so glad to finally have a version of Ahsoka in the Black Series, and just everything Hasbro have gone into really giving you what your money's worth with this character. All the little details on the parts of her here, and all along there, from when she's with the Ghost, or even on her own out there. You know, she's a Jedi. She's a former Jedi. She left the Order. So she's sort of a Jedi who's not got any allegiance, which is the reason behind her lightsaber blade colours, because they're actually white. They're supposed to be white because usually in the book, Ahsoka, the idea was that she ends up constructing them sometime after leaving Rex and the others after Order 66, and trying to just to settle into a life in hiding, really. But she has this to basically show she has no allegiance to the Jedi or the Sith. It was sort of taking the idea of the bleeding crystals, that because the Sith usually bleed crystals into red to make them red, and it's sort of taking the bleeding out of them to make them the white colour. So it's a good thing. I've got to get around to reading the Ahsoka books. I only just picked that up recently, so I'll be reading that I think at some point when I get to it. So it'll be a great read. So, but yeah, this is Ahsoka Tano from the Rebels line of the Black Series. I'm just going to get now the 3 3/4 inch because it's literally just right here, so you can have a little comparison as to what the two are. Because this is the 5 POA Ahsoka Tano that came in a 2-pack with Darth Vader. I gave you a review of this a long ago, back in 2016. And this is the original release version. This is basically it next, because the original version of this was released about the same time I did the review, but these two together, you can see there's a big difference, because this one's heavily animated based, whereas this one's tried to sculpt it into live action form. So it's a great but they've basically, they've upscaled this figure and just upgraded the articulation, and they've just done a fantastic job with it. So yeah, I'll leave a link down in the description where you can buy this, where at the time of the filming this review, the figure is currently in stock, so you'll be able to get it straight away for immediate dispatch from Star Action Figures, and you can add it to your collections. But that's all I've got to say about Ahsoka there. I'm just putting the other one back on the shelf in front of me there. There we go. So yeah, that's basically all I've got to show with Ahsoka there. It's a great figure, really highly recommended if you can get it. Worth having. Of course, there's the other Ahsoka being the Clone Wars one, but that one's not really in stock at the minute, so this is a good alternate one to get, really. It's one I wanted more, to be honest, so that's always a bonus. But I hope you have a happy May the 4th. If you're watching this on the release date, May the 4th be with you. Enjoy the we call this really the Star Wars week, as it is now, due to the other jokes like Revenge of the Sixth, etc, etc. So yeah, enjoy May the 4th if you're watching it then, or any other specific day of that week. But I'll be back with some more reviews very soon afterwards, so do stay tuned for them. Drop a like on this video if you enjoyed it, hit that subscribe button and hit that notification bell to know when I've next uploaded. I'll see you next time.